Okay, here we go, y'all. This is my future garden this year. As y'all know, I have tried several years in a row, and it's gone to hell. Being here in Texas, it starts out good in the springtime. Soon as it gets hot, it's over, baby. Can't pour enough water on the garden. So, this year, I have decided that I'm going to give Ruth Stout a try, along with permaculture. So as you can see back there, I have some hay with some horse manure in it that I was fortunate enough to find. And Tommy was kind enough to just try to turn the earth over for me, but this is early February. It's really wet. Not a lot we can do. It just is what it just is. Now up here at the front, these are Brussels sprouts that bolted on me last year, and I just decided to leave them there. I didn't till them under because I'm not going to till anymore. Just not going to do it. I'm tired of tilling, tired of killing everything in the ground, tired of it not working. So I have decided to go an alternative route, and I might should pull these up. I don't know, but they're trying to make it, so I'm going to let them do their thing. As you can see, and ignore the limb, that's a marker for me and something else that's going on. I have started covering them up with hay because we're supposed to get another freezing spell. And here we are at the gardening that I plan for this year. The rest of that will look like this. But for right now, what I have done is I found me some cardboard. I haven't found near enough yet, but I'm working on it. And as you can see, it's rather thick. So I'm hoping it's not too thick, but you can tell it's already starting to fray. And you can see the ground underneath there. I laid it down. I covered it up with hay. We were supposed to get rain for 2 weeks in a row. I ain't got it yet because that's just the way it is in Texas. So, I'm not giving up. I'm going to continue to spread my hay. And I've still got a little bit left that I can throw out here that doesn't have the manure in it. But anyway, we are planning on doing this entire area. I am planning on doing this entire area. Covering it with hay to start mulching, keep the weeds down, and then plant as I go. We are going to go across down here where he tried to turn the soil for me. And as you can see, like I pointed out, it was just too wet and just came up in great big huge clumps. So as soon as it dries up some, and of course now we're supposed to get rain this week and another freeze. But as soon as it dries out some, we are going to go across the opposite direction of how it's turned right now. And it is the last time I ever plan on the tractor being in this plot. I might be wrong. It might be crazy. Everybody thinks I'm crazy. That's okay. Because at this point, last year, it started out real well. I don't know how many tomato plants, pepper plants, corn. I had all kinds of things planted in here, and it all burned up. End of June and into July, it did not rain. No rain. And I poured water on it, and I poured water on it, and I poured water on it, and it still burned up. And after a $300 water bill, I decided I will never do it this way again. I can't afford it. So, this is my work in progress. My chickens are out roaming around thinking I'm crazy too, but they're loving it because they've been all up in this hay. And you can see some of my tomato cages right there. And I had this old greenhouse Yeah, don't look at the junk in there. I know it's terrible. But the very first year we had the greenhouse, wind came along, blew the cover off, and that was the end of that. So this year, it will be an arch for beans. I'm thinking I'm going to just put some hog wire over that, and pole beans are going to go in there. Maybe some peas. You can see the vervain growing back there. That's something that grows wild, and I've been trying to decide whether or not to keep it, kill it, but I'm thinking it's probably just going to have to go. Because it's growing wild out there in the field anyway. You can see the field in the back. That was actually a garden last year for watermelons and cantaloupes, which didn't do too bad, but it didn't do real good. And it's going to get this same treatment that we are in now. I have already put my potatoes in here. They're on top of my cardboard. The cardboard has 2 to 3 inches of good soil on top of it on at least 2 rows. And see that you can, no, that's fertilizer right there. You can see the good topsoil in here underneath the hay. So I've already got some potatoes planted in here and covered it up with hay because we're expecting another freeze. And we're going to cross our fingers, cross our toes, and see what happens. The tomato cages, I ain't sure what I'm going to do with those yet, because I will have tomatoes, but those cages were a pain in the butt, and I just don't like them. So I don't know what the plan will be, because I have decided this year we will think completely outside the box. Last year did not work. Oh, and a friend of mine, well, I call him my friend, but he doesn't know me. He is called Self-Sufficient Me in Australia, and he has some above ground planters, something like this. Now, this one is a culvert that we cut. This one here was an old water tank that we cut. And I'm waiting on dirt right now because I really don't want to excavate here and cause a great big hole that I can't do nothing with. But I'm thinking that this one here will have some onions and garlic in it. That one there I haven't decided yet. But I've got enough of this old culvert that I'm gonna try Self-Sufficient Me's way of doing things. I have bad knees, I have a bad back, and look, all of that works for me. You hear me? I get on the ground, I have a hard time getting up. So anyway, this is the beginnings. I know it's a mess out here. Ignore the mess. Just hang in there with me because I'm a little excited. I think this year, it just might work. Wish me luck.